Hello everyone, this is Alan from Aqua Clear Water SA. Just giving you an update on my 7.5 foot 680 litre fish tank that I had explained I built, and just want to let you know that everything is going fine right now. We're going into spring, so which is a good thing. And as you remember, I talked about it last month that we had electrical cuts all the time. We're still having them, and we were at stage 6 at once upon a time, and the electricity will go off for 4 hours at a time. And so I was up at 2 o'clock each morning and through the night pouring in hot water. And unfortunately, I lost a few angels, I lost a few fish because of the drastic changes in temperatures. And obviously my thermostats are working very hard. We're trying to keep up at least, and also the pumps were down for quite a long time, so you don't know how the circulation of the water was going, the chemical and the biological and the all the filtration, that everything was working well. And so yes, it was a bit of a battle, but at least now the temperatures are warming, and I don't have to worry about it so much, and they've slowed down on the load shedding, which has brought a big relief for a lot of people. But yeah, my tiger bobs are doing well. Those couple of those died as well. I had about 9. I lost 2 of those. My little blackfin tetras are doing well. They're not swimming in the school as they used to. When I first got them, they'll stick together a lot, and now they got more confident and they feel pretty safe, so they spread out a bit. And so to keep, I need to keep on counting my fish to see that they're all okay. And sure, you try and get hold of them, try and find them, and I still think I have them all. There's a rainbow fish there, the red rainbows, and there's a blue rainbows behind him. There's 2 nice red rainbow fish, and they are doing well as well. I mean, the blue rainbows, you see the colors coming out a little bit. The older they get, you see the colors coming out. So I got 2 different species of rainbow fish. I lost most of my swordtails. They jumped out of the tank. I got a top one, but they found a way to get out, and so I found them dry in the morning on the floor. So I lost about 3 or 4 of those. Probably they are chasing each other around, either territorial or trying to mate. This batch over here are siblings. I only got 1 female. There's the female. There's the male with the long tail. You can see the male with the long tail. And they like to chase the female around, and also they get a bit territorial. If there are too many males, they get very territorial, and they chase each other around and they stress each other out. As I say, I lost a couple of my angels. This angel was a baby probably 3 months ago, and look how it's grown. It's grown almost as big as the old man over here, and the younger one seems to get also a bit territorial, and I think it's a male. You can see the male has a bit of a section on its head there, or like a bump on its head. I think that's how you could determine the male and the female. And this big one could be a female, but it's I don't know what it is, male or female. But the little one's cheeky, and they bump each other, and they can injure each other the way they bump each other, and also through stress. If they fight a lot, they could die if they fight a lot. There's one prominent one, and they are cichlids, so they get quite aggressive towards one another, not towards other fish, but towards one another. And through stress, they could die, or the one could just stay to one side and not eat because he doesn't want to come out, and then he could die of starvation. But as you can see, my plants are growing well, basically very well. I have the Java ferns come on nicely on the wood pieces at the back. They stuck on nicely. The hair grass melted, so my hair grass died. But this other grassy in front here, and at the back, it's growing very well. I'll have to clear some of it. I've cut some back. I don't want plants in the foreground because I want to keep it clear for the fish to move through. So everything's growing well, and I've actually taken out my DIY carbon dioxide. I've stopped that quite a few months ago, and everything seems to be running fine. The plants are growing well from the fertilizer within the substrates. Every week I do replace a few capfuls of liquid fertilizer, and that seems to keep them healthier as well. There's my little blackfin tetras, and I got my corridoruses as well. I just can't find them now. It's a bit early, so they haven't come out. You know, the corridoruses, they seem to just lay on a rock and lay there for a while until there's food, and they got a sense of smell as well. Food for all fish have. Obviously, they sense food. They sense what's happening. The hearing, they got hearing. They sense just the same as any other animal. And I've got a huge Pocostomus at the back, and he's 8 years old, and he only comes out when I put down some ground pellets for him, and he comes out and he suckles on them, and all the other fish just dash out the way. You know, if he moves towards them, you know, they don't give him any trouble. He's the boss of the tank. But he's very passive. He doesn't eat my plants. Usually a Pocostomus, when you get them very young, they chew on your plants. But the older they get, they don't chew on them at all. And he's a maintenance fish. He does a lot of maintenance on my tank, and he cleans nicely. He's a loner. The Pocostomuses leave him alone. I'm sorry, all the other fishes leave him alone because he's the boss, and he's probably, he's almost a foot. And when he moves, if he gets a fright, he moves. All the substrate comes up. You know, all the detritus. He really gets everything moving in around the tank. You know, he clouds the water a little bit if he gets a fright. So he's a big guy, but I wish I could show him. I wish he would come out, but there's nothing for him to eat right now, so I haven't fed him yet. You can see they're waiting around for me to feed him because they can see me. So they're waiting around to get their food this morning. It's a little bit early, but I just haven't got an extra hand to feed them right now. But I have quite a lot of different type of foods. You know, I have a variation of foods which I feed them. And I don't like to give them the same food every single day. It's just like us. We don't like to eat the same food every single day. And I give them a mixture, and it keeps them interested, and it keeps them healthier as well. And also it stops them from being too fussy, because these fish can get pretty fussy, and then they don't want to eat this and they don't want to eat that. So it just stops them from getting fussy. Yeah, no, I'm going to have to cut back quite a bit because you can't see the wood structures at the back that well. You know, in the beginning it was nice and clear, so you could see the wood structures, and you can see that long piece at the back, that bogwood at the back. So it's a nice design, but once the plants take over, then it really covers everything else. So here's my Nubius over here. So I've got Nubius growing on 3 different sections. It grows very slowly, but it's still alive, it grows at least. I'm getting a little bit of black algae, which I don't want, but every week I trim the black algae off a lot of the plants. You just cut the black algae off and try and keep it under control. It's very difficult to keep it under control. But yes, guys, if you'd like, it would be nice for you to subscribe to the channel and to hit the like button. And let's try and get some interesting things going. And have a good week.